Dear all, Autism Learning Materials Supermarket is an autism community project implemented by NBAI, AI for Autism, Job4autism and Mr. Duong Lam to provide authentic and updated 24/7 documents, thanks to artificial intelligence, for parents with children with autism and related disorders, specialized teachers, inclusive teachers, and therapists. Today, we would like to introduce video number 25, DIRFloortime, a relationship-based approach.
Hello, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful philosophy for supporting children with developmental challenges. It's an approach that's built from the ground up on the power of relationships.
This is the question at the heart of it all for so many parents and caregivers, right? It's not about correction, it's about connection. And this exact challenge is what the DIR/Floortime model was created to solve.
So, what is it exactly? Well, it was developed by Drs. Stanley Greenspan and Serena Wieder. And look, it's not just a set of therapy techniques, it's a whole framework for understanding how kids develop. The big idea here is that emotional connection is really the master key that unlocks a child's potential everywhere else, socially, emotionally, and even intellectually. To really get what this is all about, you've got to understand the three letters at its core: D, I, and R. These three letters, well, they're the entire backbone of the approach. Okay, first up, D is for developmental. The best way to think about this is like a ladder. A child's social and emotional growth happens in a clear sequence of stages. It goes from very simple engagement all the way up to complex logical thinking. And each rung on that ladder has to be solid before the child can confidently climb to the next one. Next up, I stands for individual difference. And this part is just so important. This model completely rejects any kind of one-size-fits-all program. Instead, it respects that every single child has their own unique nervous system, their own way of hearing, seeing, and feeling the world, and of course, their own special interests. The approach is tailored to fit the child, not the other way around.
And finally, R is for relationship-based. The source material calls this the fuel for development, and I think that's the perfect word for it. These strong, emotionally rich interactions, these relationships, that's what drives all the learning. That connection between a child and their caregiver is what powers the whole journey up that developmental ladder.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's not about trying to fix a child to fit some preconceived mold. It's about nurturing their unique potential and helping their authentic self emerge and connect with the world around them.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, the model gives us a really clear roadmap for this emotional journey. And it's broken down into 6 key steps or capacities.
And here it is. This is that developmental ladder in action. These are the 6 core milestones, the FERETs. The journey really starts with the basics, helping a child regulate themselves and just become interested in the world. From there, it moves into genuine engagement, then simple back-and-forth communication, which eventually blossoms into complex problem-solving, using emotional ideas, and finally, thinking logically. It's such a clear progression from connection all the way to cognition.
Now, the model puts a special emphasis on the years between 2 and 6. The source material calls this a golden window, and for a good reason. The brain has incredible plasticity then. The pathways for social and emotional learning are just firing and wiring at an incredible rate. So relationship-based support during this time can create these profound, lasting, positive changes in a child's whole developmental path.
Okay, so we've got the DIR philosophy down, but how do you actually do it? That's where Floortime comes in. It's the hands-on application of the theory, and it's all built on this beautiful, delicate balance.
It works like this. First, you follow the child's lead. You get down on the floor, sometimes literally, and you enter their world. You join in on whatever they're naturally fascinated by. That's how you build trust and a sense of safety. Then, once you're in that circle together, you gently challenge them to expand it. You introduce small, new ideas or questions to encourage that back-and-forth interaction to grow.
But here's a really critical point. DIR/Floortime is almost never a standalone therapy. In fact, it's specifically designed to be the core of a much bigger, comprehensive, team-based approach.
To see where Floortime fits, it's actually helpful to compare it with another well-known approach, ABA. You can see they come from fundamentally different places. Floortime is developmental, it's emotional, it's child-led. The goal is to nurture that inner potential. ABA, on the other hand, is behavioral. It's adult-led, and it's designed to change specific, observable actions, often through structure and repetition.
So, the most important takeaway here is that this isn't some battle of which method is better. That's not the point at all.
Many experts and families are finding that these approaches can actually complement each other beautifully. You might use ABA to teach a very specific, concrete skill, while floor time provides that natural, emotional context for the skill to become truly meaningful.
And this is kind of what that holistic plan can look like. You see floor time forming that relationship-based core, right? And it's working alongside other vital supports, like speech therapy to build communication and occupational therapy to help with sensory and motor skills. And of course, making sure all of this is synced up between school and home, that's absolutely essential.
And that really brings us to the keys to success. Because no matter what the approach is, success pretty much always hinges on these same things: being consistent at home, having a strong partnership between parents and professionals, truly personalizing the plan for that one child, making sure everyone gets proper training, and maybe the most important thing of all, having patience and celebrating every single small step forward.
So, let's end by coming back to our first question, but framing it a little differently. What if the goal isn't just to change behavior, but to understand and nurture a child's unique way of being in the world? That shift in perspective, that's the real heart of the DIR/floor time philosophy. It's about moving from fixing deficits to fostering strengths and building that bridge of understanding right into the center of a child's rich inner world. Thanks for joining this explainer.
Autism Learning Materials Supermarket would like to thank parents, teachers, and interventionists. Please disseminate to relevant people in the autism community so that more and more people can access this authentic and scientific learning resource. To raise awareness in the community, please subscribe to watch the next videos. For any questions, please contact the email below.